Beat the Champ, presented by Storm, rolls on from here at Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. And here's our lineup for today. Our 18-year-old returning champion, Dylon Ingersoll, faces the potential of one of these three guys, Jimmy Brown, James Magara, and Duane Ingersoll. And yes, we could have a father versus son championship match. Hi, everybody. I'm Paul Peck with Buffalo Bowling Hall of Famer Sue Nawojski. We've had that happen once before in our show, but the potential for it always makes us smile because it's a really cool moment if it happens.
It's good TV. It shows what a family sport this is, and it's always fun to talk to them and see how they feel about it.
Yeah, well, James and Jimmy will have something to say about that happening, and they'd be more than happy to ruin our potential good story here today. So we'll find out what's going to happen. It's our final week here in the southern tier of New York State, Central Lanes. It is Beat the Champ. It is time to get rolling. Beat the Champ is sponsored by Storm, the Bowlers Company, and by Latina Boulevard Foods, your favorite family in food distribution. And here we go. It is James Magara and Jimmy Brown to get us started here. And these two guys know each other pretty well. Remember, this was qualifying from the league bowlers here at Central Lanes for the 3 spots in this show and the ability to take on Dylon Ingersoll, our returning champion. So these are guys that know this place well. Matter of fact, when we tell you a little more about Jimmy Brown, then nobody knows it better than this guy. That's because Jimmy Brown is the lane mechanic here at Central Lane. So not only does he know this place, he knows where the stuff is hidden in this place.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw him working earlier today, and now he's all dressed up.
41 years old from right here in Salamanca. 220 average in the 3 leagues that he bowls in right now.
And look how back far, we'll look at him a little bit more his next time up, but he finishes way far behind the foul line. So we'll take a look at that and talk about how he kicks the ball return now and then.
Yeah, he's got a big back leg kick that you will hear and see and hear on a few occasions. Here's James Magara, and he's got some power in that first frame strike. 53 years old, also from right here in Salamanca.
Great shot.
Perfect.
Really, from week to week to week, it looks like, they're playing the lanes pretty similar, looking for that same break point. And always
that one
a little
got a
deeper.
High.
Always a little deeper on the left lane, so it gives you an idea of the characteristics of this pair.
Yeah, and again, these are guys that have been bowling here for many years. So what we have spent a lot of time talking about through the first 3 weeks was getting used to wood, which you don't see very often, getting used to how it reacts and the quirkiness of the hardwood and the softwood, and and we've seen some of the bowlers that weren't super familiar here struggle with it. These guys, doesn't mean they're going to bowl 270s, but these guys know all of that and aren't fazed by any of it.
Right. The only new thing for them, of course, is the lights and, maybe the way the lanes have been broken down. But this is our first match of the day, so.
Yeah, both these guys have had some experience before bowling in a television setting. And we are off to a spare strike start for both guys.
Nice high backswing, right behind the ball. But look where he stops.
Look at the right leg. You watch that Brunswick 2000 ball return, because you're going to see it shaking and shuddering, and I'm sure you're going to hear it.
So there is no slide there. There is just stop, and that is and he gets it over the foul line, so that's a lot of loft.
So he is releasing that ball like 2 feet behind the foul line, which is very unusual.
He should be nowhere near that ball return, yet he is.
Why? The question is why? Is it just maybe this is the way he's always done it? But
I guess we should.
Someone didn't correct him way back in the day.
To ask him.
Like, hey, you got a little more room. Keep going. And that was going to be a difficult pickup for
If he got
Jimmy
to the
Brown.
foul line, he would be lofting that ball over the dots, almost to the arrows.
So here's the question. Well, I'll hold the question until Jimmy comes back around, but that changes everything as far as the angles and the break points and everything else, doesn't it?
It's pretty much the same as if someone else released it at the point. It's where the ball hits the lane. On wood lanes like this, where we talk about how the heads are the first to go, would be to his advantage because he could loft it right over the heads totally, which he does not because he's so far behind the line. But you would think that would be an advantage to him to get to the foul line and get the ball over the heads.
And a good spare pickup in the third frame for James Magara. 220 average in the two bowl leagues that he bowls in. Sales rep is the occupation for James. Salamanca High School grad. Got 24 career 300 games and a high 832 series, and already an inductee into the Salamanca Bowling Hall of Fame.
Great shot.
Oh, lots of
you know what we call that?
Bobble and wobble.
You know what we call that?
What do we call that?
Besides the nickel? Oh, it's basically a paralyzer because the pin should have gone down, but it got paralyzed. Well, actually, it really just got no drive, no five. I didn't notice it until I got
no
the
drive, no five. Oh,
did anybody
time.
see the hands up? Did we talk about this last month at Town Edge with the 5-pin in the hands up?
Yes, we did. we did talk about that.
10-pin match here between these two guys.
Fourth frame now for Jimmy Brown. That one was just tracking right to the pocket.
See, where everybody else is going closer to the gutter, he is keeping the ball more in the track. He's only getting it out to, say, like right around 10, where his ball's rolling over, where the other players are a little bit right of that.
So,
and it's a little risky whether it comes back or not.
So the fact that his ball is hitting a little closer, less far down the lanes, doesn't have any real impact?
No.
6 career 300s, a high 799 series for Jimmy Brown.
These guys waste no time. I mean,
no. These guys
just
bowl
get up
like
and
the
go.
bar's closing. And you know, it's funny. These are both big guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ball looks like a baseball
Yep,
in their hands.
it does,
doesn't it?
and it looks small and light, which. That one got too far to the gutter. That's the risk of playing where they are.
To the right.
We've just seen this happen time and time again. There's no time for that ball to recover.
That's the point where it's too far to the right.
No, there's not enough room for it to recover.
Yeah, a little double wood on the spare pickup for James
I was
Magara.
waiting. I was waiting.
See, you've taught me well, and we've seen it about a dozen times here the last couple of weeks. So James had the strike on the first frame, and he has spared his way through the next 4.
Again, way deeper on this lane.
And there's a strike in the 6th frame for James Magara. We're off and rolling here. It's our final week in Salamanca, New York. First match conclusion comes your way next. Beat the Champ, presented by Storm.
From the most humble of beginnings to the pinnacle, dreams can come true through hard work, demanding excellence, and conquering challenges. There will be celebrations, along with the unending quest for innovation. Nothing is impossible. Storm.
12X Tech Bowling Supplies is committed to continuing the decades-long tradition of excellence established by the DeSanto family. We are the ultimate destination for customer service, experience, and product variety. We offer an extensive inventory of balls, bags, shoes, and accessories. Our unique fitting and drilling process, combined with our in-house lane, ensures a perfect fit every time. With a range of repair and maintenance services, we can help keep your gear performing at its best. Consult our team today at 1000 Highland Drive in the J. Scuddy South Plaza, conveniently located off of 390 in Henrietta.
Our first match continues here. Jimmy Brown versus James Magara. We hit the 6th frame for Jimmy Brown. Winner of this match takes on Duane Ingersoll. Winner of that match takes on our returning champion, Dylon Ingersoll.
Not a bad shot here. Pretty good shot.
Look good, just
yep.
pesky 7.
Yep. Just didn't get that light swisher hit.
And a big arcing spare pickup for Jimmy Brown. So, do guys that live this sport like Jimmy, as a lane mechanic, like he knows everything about the sport, he knows everything about the lane, like, is there an advantage at all in any of this?
Well, you know, we saw Chris Weiler last month at Town Edge, who went to a plastic ball, or at least that's his spare ball. He used that to pick up his 610 last frame. So, not necessarily. I mean,
you know, I guess it's the same as if somebody that that can fix a car doesn't mean he can race at Daytona.
Yeah, and you know what? It's different when you're doing it in the place you work at, because there's many distractions. Even though, no one's going to call him right now for a ball return or something on another
Right.
pair. You still know if you hear a noise, if you hear a knocking. You're so in tune to the place that I don't know if you're 100% tuned into just your bowling. And knowing the pattern, knowing the lane condition, you still have to execute, especially here.
Yep. And that's not what James Magara was looking for.
No, and this pair is just different. He's using a ball, I could tell on the last shot, that's really designed to not do a lot in the back end, because we saw a lot of over hooking earlier. And so if he misses a little right, it's just not going to recover, because the ball is set up to do that.
Right. And a nice pickup of that spare in the 7th frame from Magara. Both these guys are making their first appearance here on Beat the Champ. With the chance that if they can go on a nice run here and win a couple more matches, they could move on to next month's set of shows. And that's a good 8th frame strike for James Magara. So now back to Jimmy. You got a good look at him kicking the ball return there, which we kind of joked about. He can kick it all he wants, because the guy who has to fix it is him.
He's going to have to fix it, yep. Watch his foot. And it almost looks like it throws him off his feet. I'm not sure if it's just him bouncing over because he sticks so much. I mean, there's literally no slide for this man.
You almost feel like it's it's his comfort level. Like if he doesn't kick that thing, he might feel like his shot's off. Wow, good. 2 good strikes in a row for Jimmy.
That puts a different tone to this match, because these lanes are very, very different. And on this lane, you have to be in. He got that way down the lane, so it did not overreact for him. That was a perfect shot. But this sets up for the lead to change.
Yeah,
he was just struggling on this right lane.
James could have done something about that, but that isn't going to help. And that look on his face tells you that he's staring down a challenge here of a 4-7-6, 4-6-7.
Yeah, I mean, this just changed the whole outcome of this match.
Yeah, so he'll take the 2, which means a 9th frame open for James Magara, while his competitor Jimmy Brown is working a double right now.
So Jimmy's going 2-0 pace, even if he doesn't double. And James has to strike out just to make Jimmy mark. Great shot, though.
Yep. Good clutch 10th frame strike for James Magara.
So using this ball has been actually more beneficial on the left lane because it's not overreacting in the back end, where when you open it up on the right lane, you need a little bit more recovery, and that's been the difference. It's almost like you could use one ball on the left lane and a different ball on the right lane.
All right, let's see what Magara can do, and that's another strike here in the 10th frame. James is not going down without a fight.
Nope. Count is big on this last ball here. Wants to get all 10.
These guys are loyal Central Lanes League bowlers, which gets them on this show, and it's only 8 to finish it off for Magara, and that means a 190 score goes up on the board for him.
So 9 spare strike is a win. 9 spare 9 is a win. First strike is a definite win.
So let's see what Jimmy Brown can do. Can he get one of those combinations and move himself on? Duane Ingersoll awaits the winner of this match in match number 2. There's a strike. Yep. See
that moved it good.
The good luck whack of the ball return got him the results he wanted. Look at the hop. Big hop, that one.
Yeah, because he doesn't slide.
Yeah, a little fist pump. There you go. And another strike, and Jimmy Brown is going to move on to match number 2. A win for Jimmy Brown. We'll have our second match when we return to Central Lanes right after this. It's match number 2, the man in black, Jimmy Brown versus Duane Ingersoll. The winner of this heads to our championship match, where our returning Beat the Champ winner, Dylon Ingersoll, awaits the winner, with the potential for us to get a father versus son match. But it's going to be up to Jimmy to see what he can't say about that. These are two guys that spend a lot of time here at Central Lanes. Duane says he's been bowling here for about 30 years. And that's a heck of a start for him.
Keep very simple, down and in. Not getting himself in any trouble by crossing a lot of boards.
So the 212-190 victory for Jimmy Brown over James Magara gets Jimmy into our second match here. And remember, these were guys that qualified through the in-house, or not in-house, but league bowlers qualifying that was open just to the bowlers that participate in the leagues here at Central Lanes, and that's how we get James, Jimmy, and Duane.
Yes, it's just an added benefit to hosting Beat the Champ, is your league bowlers get an opportunity to compete against each other to make the show. They still have to go through the normal qualifiers and finals to get to the 3 people that make the show, and they still have to meet the returning champ, but it's a little smaller path to get there.
Sure, and again, as a proprietor yourself, the league bowlers are the lifeblood of this industry.
Yep.
And this is a nice way to thank them for their dedication to a place like Central Lanes, which is such an important part of this community here in Salamanca. It's a hangout, and it's an event place. It's a place to take the kids. It's a place to do something on one of those dark, snowy January, February Salamanca days. And credit to the proprietor here at Central Lanes, Paul Geiger, who's been a friend of yours and friend of the show for a long time. And we thank him for all the good work that he does in being a wonderful host to us. So Duane Ingersoll is 61 years old. He is from right here in Salamanca, employed as a Seneca Nation housing supervisor. Of course, we are on Seneca Nation property here in Salamanca, and they are such a big part of this community. 205 is the average for Duane Ingersoll in the 2 leagues that he bowls here every week.
I was definitely interested to see how he played this right lane because they are different.
Yeah, he got that a little bit high.
He got that one in.
So it'll be an open here in the second frame, 9 pins for Duane. Zero career 300s. His kid has a couple of 300s, so I'm sure that doesn't sit real well with Duane, but he does have a high 791 series in his bowling career.
Yeah, so you see a different movement. He has, he doesn't have a lot of rotation. He has more spin, so the ball doesn't cross as many boards as we see the other bowlers cross. That's not a bad thing. The important thing is to be accurate and to repeat. Doesn't matter how many boards you cross to get there.
And the most important thing there was to get the third frame spare. All right.
I mean, Jimmy looks like he means business.
Yeah, Jimmy's on the right lane, so thoughts and prayers to the Brunswick 2000 ball return. Well, just watch it from this angle.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That might be enough to have him take that ball return, pick it up, and throw it about 6 lanes
That's amazing.
over.
I would find that so distracting. But I guess if you do it all the time, you're used to it.
So it's a 4-7-10, and I assume the play here is get those 2 pins on the left side. And that's what he did. So both guys go open here early on in this match.
Duane has a little bit of an edge on pin count. But other than that, we're pretty close, within pins of each other. Playing the lane is very different.
Playing the ball return is very different, too. And there's a nice bounce back strike from Jimmy Brown in the 4th frame. Duane Ingersoll is a 2-time city singles tournament winner here in Salamanca. And as he said to us, one of the most important moments in his bowling career has been the opportunity to bowl with his son in 2 different leagues, and maybe the chance to bowl against him on TV.
Yeah, like I mentioned in the open, it's a family sport, and it's one of those things that you can do with children, grandchildren, and do it for recreation. You can do it for sport like they are, and it's a nice bond. I've seen bowling
and
bond.
there's Dylon looking on, watching Dad, thinking about how he might have the chance to beat him.
Threw that with authority.
Shot. Nice shot. That's a double for Duane in frames 4 and 5. Watch this one again.
Yep, threw that great. Didn't get that. He's been missing in a little bit. That one was down the boards just where he wanted it. I don't know if he keeps this up. I don't know if his lane condition is going to be that good the next time he bowls league here. This guy might have something to say about it.
Yeah, he will. And again, to me, that looked like just the sheer power of how hard he throws it. Didn't necessarily allow for the finesse of the pins to bounce around, which is why he has those 2 staring at him.
He's definitely got a lot of rotation on his ball. We're looking at very different rotation when we watch these 2 guys bowl.
How does that affect what it is that they want to do?
is you have to get there the way you throw the ball with your equipment, that you drill up equipment for the way you throw it. But I think that in this case, the more you open up the lanes and the more area you're covering, the more margin, the more you have a opportunity to make a mistake, because it's just not that forgiving. And the 2 lanes are different. So in this case, you have to think like the person whose game is simpler might have a touch of an advantage.
And that's a nice spare pickup for Jimmy Brown in the 6th frame. We'll take a break. When we come back, the conclusion of this match to determine who is going to get a chance to be our Beat the Champ winner.
The Western New York area has long been considered one of the best anywhere for the sport of bowling.
And no matter where you live, we have lanes nearby.
For top competition,
Fun with family and friends,
great food and drink, or just a night out, we got you.
we are
The bowling proprietors.
of Western New York.
Stop in and enjoy our sport today.
Four of this season's best bowlers will emerge from an elite field and take aim at the season's biggest first-place check, where only one can win. It's the season finale and the coveted title, the Beat the Champ Invitational, presented by Storm. Find out who wins this season's signature event. Catch all the action here on MSG. We resume with Duane Ingersoll rolling here in the 6th frame.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity here to go up 30 pins in this match and really get a commanding lead with a strike.
And again, if Duane is able to win next match against his son. And that's a 3rd consecutive strike. Sounds to me like he wants that opportunity.
Yeah, and he looks like he's
You talking
gotten
about motivation?
a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, again, he looks to me like he's a guy that has probably played hundreds of games here at this place and has gotten beyond the TV cameras and the lights to go, just another Sunday here at Central Lanes.
I was in a little bit. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of room out there. I mean, they really have to hit their targets.
All right, so now Jimmy Brown in the 7th frame.
Ow.
Ouch is right. I heard that. I felt that one. All right, here's another challenging spare pickup for Jimmy. And he'll get the 2 on the right, and that'll be it. So that's another open for Jimmy here in the 7th. And time is running out here
It
on
sure
Jimmy
is. He's
Brown.
down almost 40 pins.
Good strike. So with the big advantage right now, Duane Ingersoll's just got to be clean through the end here, and we get a chance to have a little fun, which is father and son bowling for a championship.
So all he really needs to do now is fill these frames.
Yeah, just make your spares, keep it clean, and head on to our championship match. And that's a spare in the 8th frame for Duane Ingersoll.
And I'm sure he knows all he needs to do is make his spares now. If he spares in the 9th, he'll only need a mark in the 10th.
I really do.
Oh, he saw that look back at his son. He says, I'm coming for you.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Oh.
I was going to say that I do really feel the point that you brought up, which he has found a calm, happy place over the last 6 or 7 frames.
He got that inside his target, same as he did on the 7th frame. He's been pulling it just a little bit on that lane.
So he'll take one of those and have an open in the 9th.
It could get close, but
yeah.
Jimmy's going to have to strike out. He can strike out for a 199. Force Duane to double.
So just when it looked like Duane was kind of cruising, you know, the crazy thing about this sport is stuff happens quickly. There's the first one.
Well, that was a great shot because he has not thrown that ball yet on that right lane, and we know the lanes are different. So that was an incredible shot. Oh, there it goes again.
Tenth frame now. Can Jimmy Brown keep it going?
Big shot here.
No, not that time. And that was not the result that he wanted. And it's a 164 for Jimmy Brown. So Duane Ingersoll is going to be your winner as he finishes out here in the 10th frame. And he does it in style with a nice strike. It's going to be an all Ingersoll final. Duane versus Dylon coming up next on Beat the Champ, presented by Storm. It is our championship match. Duane Ingersoll versus our returning champion, Dylon Ingersoll. Sue is with father and son.
Thanks, Paul. I'm here with Dylon and Duane. Dylon, what has your dad done to help shape your game?
The most, probably to stay calm and keep my composure and don't let bad frames get to me, I would say. And, of course, teach me how to bowl. But I would say keep my composure.
All right, well, you're going to do that today while you face him. I'm going to ask him a question. Based on what you know about your game and his game and what you've seen on the lanes, do you think anybody has an advantage in this match?
Yes, he does. His youth. I'm old.
Oh, but you're wily. You've had more experience.
Yes, he's got a good shot. When he first started, he was a two-handed bowler, and I switched him from that, and now look what I've done.
Yeah, now you've brought on some competition for yourself. But no matter what, I think it's going to be a fun match.
Thank you.
All right, let's get bowling. Paul, let's get this started.
All right, that's great. Look what I've done is a great quote from Duane Ingersoll. Our host center for Beat the Champ, presented by Storm, is Central Lanes, and you can follow them on Facebook at the new Central Lanes. They are just one of our many great host centers. And if you want details on how you can be a part of Beat the Champ, just stop in at any of our host centers and ask them, how can I be on the show? And we could be seeing you here on the lanes, just like we are seeing Duane and Dylon and a hug between father and son. It's the second time on Beat the Champ that we have had a father and son match. Last time it happened at the ABC Gates Bowl in Rochester when Josh and Scott Dingman, the dad, took on Josh Dingman, the son, and it was the son, Josh, that won that match. Now, Scott got his revenge because he came back and he was a multiple-week champion later on, but at
Good
least
point.
it's son's 1 and dad's nothing at the moment, and right now it is strike 1 for the son in the first frame.
Yeah, I think universally what I've picked up from talking to fathers and sons is that the dad is just proud and happy to be there and enjoying the moment, and I think that the son is probably a little bit more competitive, wanting to win.
There is always that level of competitiveness, right? Any of us that have battled our dads in anything know that. Well, that wasn't a very good shot. Duane knew it, but he almost got lucky enough to have the 9-pin fall for him.
Well, he may have stuck a little the way he was just testing his shoes, but I mean, I think there's also a little bit more nerves here than it was in the last match.
And a good spare pickup to get it started for Duane. Hey, whether it's shooting baskets in the backyard, bowling, Monopoly, or anything, when a son has a chance to beat the dad, and maybe for the first time, that's a pretty cool moment. And whether you think dad let you win or not doesn't really matter. But, these guys have bowled against each other, with each other before. But to be able to do it in this setting with a lot on the line. Winner
Great
of this
shot.
match gets to continue as our champion and make the trip up to Buffalo next week to Transit Lanes and await some new challengers. So this is a big deal beyond just being the Ingersoll family championship match.
You're right. It's just not for the match to get to the next match. This is actually for the championship.
Yes, it is. And, of course, Dylon's got one of those already after his win over Xander last week, Xander Koppenhaver last week, 206 to 181. Kind of snuck that one out.
Great shot here. He's opening up the lane. Their styles are definitely very different. And that's why I asked Dad, knowing what you bowl on every week and knowing each other's games, who do you think has the advantage? And he just gave the advantage to the youth right away.
Yep.
Is that not necessarily? Can't be so quick about that.
No, not always. I thought you said it right. Sometimes we've seen the wily veterans win lots of these matches, but right now, Dylon, at 18 years old, from right here in Salamanca, is on a groove, opening with 3 strikes. All right, so now Duane's just got to play it cool. Just keep doing what he's doing.
I don't think I like him calling himself old. We're the same age. Still got game.
Yes, he does. He certainly does. And I don't know whether it's trash talk or not, but it's conversation going on between the two of them. And you saw Duane turn and say something right after that.
Well, I heard Dylon tell him he's not going to let him beat him easy, so they're going to put up a fight.
They bowl together in 2 different leagues, both here at Central Lanes in Salamanca. And that
Excellent.
one
Trip
delivers
4.
the very late fall of the 4. So to follow up on the story that Duane alluded to, we learned this about Dylon last week. He started as a young two-handed bowler, inspired by all the great two-handed bowlers like Jason Belmonte, and it was Dad that kind of changed him back to being a one-handed bowler. And I think, as Dad said, he goes, you're not bowling that way. I want you to bowl this way. And you know what? It's working, but it is rare that we see a young 18-year-old who has gone 2 to 1, not 1 to 2.
But being that he is so influenced by his father,
Right.
I'd say that that generation doesn't feel the same about two-handed bowlers as the young generation does. So I could see how an older person would want his son to be a traditional bowler.
Hey, you can say it. I'm sure you get plenty of folks in your place who go, what's with these crazy kids in that two-handed bowling?
You know, I think whatever is good for the sport, whatever keeps sport going, whatever keeps people interested in bowling and young people wanting to participate, I think that's a great thing. I just have some concerns on how long you can do that and whether people will continue on with the game once their body starts to hurt or they're not as effective with the two-handed. Because, I think that this is a game you can do for life, as they're showing right here. You can do with your family. as long as you feel like it. And these two-handed games are going to take a toll. And will people stay bowling is my only concern.
That's a great point. That's a great big picture point. Boy, that one was a way high hit, but
that
the
was
results were there.
I'd like to call that a runaway. That's
a runaway.
A runaway. It's running away from the pocket.
All right, so Dylon has 4 strikes in the first 5 frames. Duane has 3 in a row. Can he make it 4? No. In the worst possible opposite result.
We had talked earlier about a Greek church, you and I, and this is a Greek church.
We have a Greek church. We did talk about this. When you leave 5 pins, 3 on one side and 2 on the other, it's a Greek church. Well, all right. I guess you take what you can get there, which is get 3 of them.
Very difficult to make, and then you're on a double. You really can only maximize at 8. It's a tough leave.
All right, so that's an 8-pin open in the 5th frame here for Duane Ingersoll. And that was a ring around the 10 and wouldn't take it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about his rotation is, it's not really hitting the pocket with any great power. However, he's keeping it in play. And that's the important thing when the lanes start to get tougher. Take your 10 pins and make them. This would be considered an easy spare when the lanes are tough.
All right, we take a break. We will come back, and we're going to crown a new champion. Which member of the Ingersoll family is it going to be? Stick around. The answer next.
From the most humble of beginnings to the pinnacle, dreams can come true. Through hard work, demanding excellence, and conquering challenges, there will be celebrations, along with the unending quest for innovation. Nothing is impossible. Storm.
X Tech Bowling Supplies is committed to continuing the decades-long tradition of excellence established by the DeSanto family. We are the ultimate destination for customer service, experience, and product variety. We offer an extensive inventory of balls, bags, shoes, and accessories. Our unique fitting and drilling process, combined with our in-house lane, ensures a perfect fit every time. With a range of repair and maintenance services, we can help keep your gear performing at its best. Consult our team today at 1000 Highland Drive in the J. Scuddy South Plaza, conveniently located off of 390 in Henrietta.
Beat the Champ, also known as the Ingersoll family title match, continues here at Central Lanes in Salamanca. Young 18-year-old Dylon eyes the pins in the 6th frame.
Got that one
right.
too far to the right.
Right.
So you can see that now when they get to that spot that it's just not going to come back.
And dad and son console looking for some answers here. So a 1-2 spare pickup here.
No, he's still in control of the match. He's still up 16 pins with a spare here, so no need to fret.
And dad will be proud about making your spares.
That's right. When I asked him how his dad shaped his game, I actually expected it to come up with the two-hander, traditional way of bowling, and he barely mentioned it.
All right, so Dylon, who bowls, as we mentioned, in 3 different leagues, 2 of them here at Central Lanes, was part of a New York State Class C high school championship on the Salamanca high school bowling team.
That lane, the middle of the lane, just hooks.
Yeah, he didn't like it. So he's looking at a picket fence of pins on the right-hand side. Can he pick up this spare? Yes.
Any multiple pin spare on this is not a given, so that's a great spare.
Just because you never know what the lanes are going to do to you. All right, so 7th frame now for Dad. He had that run of 3 straight strikes earlier, but it's been open spare since then.
Yep, he Greek church on this lane the last time, so he's going to have to make an adjustment, throw a better shot.
That's a better shot, but still going to have to pick up the spare.
Yep, 14 pins separating them.
And again, practice what you preach. Make those spares.
He said he learned how to be calm and keep his composure from his dad, and his dad is very calm.
Yes, he really is. And we haven't really seen a lot of outward emotion, but you know that that heart's pumping under the settings that we're in here.
Big shot.
There you go. A lot of banter going on between these two guys.
All right, count is everything here. Perfect.
That count is a 10. Big strike here in the 8th frame. He's already got the lead, as Sue mentioned. Now you just got to maintain it, and don't let your opponent kind of fritter away at it.
It's amazing how split board it is to make the difference between a strike and a ball that hangs. I mean, where they're getting the ball 2 out on the lane, just half a board right, the ball will hang. This is that tough lane.
Yeah.
It just bites up on you.
Again, with the lead, trying to finish it off, that can happen.
I really think this pair is a candidate for a different ball on each lane. We haven't really seen it, but the left lane, the middle is kind of shot.
All right, so I assume you're going to want to try to get all 3, and he does, and he almost kicked that over and pulled out the 7.
That's the way to make it. That's the way to make it. That's just a bad break.
Yeah, and I think Dad was pretty proud of that. Look at this.
That was the perfect execution.
Just at the mercy
it just
of how
slid
that,
in front of
how
the
that
7
pin slides. We are down to a 2-pin match. Little slow motion, but not a bad result.
I would agree with you. The ball speed looked a little slow on that. Maybe
frame
being a little
Duane.
tentative, trying to place it.
All right, so that's a spare in the 9th for Duane. And now he'll slide over and do what he can to put up as big a count as he can to put the pressure on his son to respond in the 10th frame.
Yep, this game is
right
going
down to the end.
all the way to the wire.
Just how the Ingersolls would want it.
Oh
boy, bit of a lucky break there.
Well,
not really a lucky break though.
no, I thought it would be one or the other, and instead it was both.
Look at that pin just weaved its way between the 4-7. All right, so Duane gets 1 and
6
puts
pins
up a
to win.
187. So that's it. So Dylon only needs 6 pins
On 2 balls.
to claim bragging rights over Dad. And there's your win. He needed 6, he gets 10. Dylon Ingersoll is our Ingersoll family champion. A hug for Dad, and he's our Beat the Champ winner for the 2nd week in a row. We'll talk to him when we return. It's Beat the Champ presented by Storm.
The Western New York area has long been considered one of the best anywhere for the sport of bowling.
And no matter where you live, we have lanes nearby.
For top competition,
Fun with family and friends.
Great food and drink, or just a night out, we got you.
We are the bowling proprietors
of Western New York.
Stop in and enjoy our sport today.
Four of this season's best bowlers will emerge from an elite field and take aim at the season's biggest first-place check, where only one can win. It's the season finale and the coveted title, the Beat the Champ Invitational, presented by Storm. Find out who wins this season's signature event. Catch all the action here on MSG. Beat the Champ is sponsored by Storm, the Bowlers Company, and by the Bowling Proprietors Association of Western New York. Stop in and enjoy our sport today. 205 to 187 gets Dylon the win over Dad. He's our 2-time champion. What were your emotions like during that match?
Well, it meant the world to me to bowl, you know, the championship match against him. I mean, he's my probably biggest inspiration when it comes to bowling. Just want to tell you, Dad, I love you, and I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Well, that is awesome, Dylon. Congratulations. How about for the other end of the Ingersoll family reaction, particularly reaction to that, Sue?
Thanks, Paul. I'm here with Duane. I mean, there really is no winner or loser in this match. I mean, it was just great experience. Tell me how you felt about it.
Well, if I was going to lose, I would rather lose to my son. And right back at you, boy. I love you. It was awesome. All I want to say is I want to thank you guys for bringing the show back. I want to thank Paul and Jackie for, you know, having it. I've been watching Beat the Champ since Van Miller, and just to be on it, it's an honor. It was fun, especially against my own son, and you know, seeing you guys. I watch you guys every week, and actually be here. It's exciting.
That's great. Well, thank you in return for getting a glimpse into your family and how special that was. Paul, do you want to close it out?
All right. So, are you ready to make a little drive up north to Buffalo and take on some new bowlers at Transit Lanes next week?
Yeah, I'm ready for a challenge. And this was challenging enough, but I'm ready for a new challenge.
All right. Well, he is our 2-time champion. Can he make it 3 in a row? We'll all find out next week when we head back to Buffalo. We'll see you there. It's Beat the Champ, presented by Storm.